In this tutorial, I want to give you a brief introduction to the brand new group by function in Excel. Now, the group by function is great because it allows you to make quick, easy, and dynamic summaries of your data. So let's just say, for example, we wanted totals by region for each of these people. Instead of using a variety of different formulas to get to some sort of a summary table, we can use group by to get to a summary table very quickly. The first argument is the row field. So this is just basically what do we want to group our data on? What do we want to make the totals based off of, right? We want to make the totals based off the region. Kind of in a similar way, this is the same argument that you would use if you were going to have like your criteria range in a SUMIF, for example. So we're going to have a region as our SUMIF. Now values. Now what values do you want to do by? So like in certain ways, be kind of like our sum range in a sum ifs, for example. And there's going to be these values right here. The next argument is the function. So yeah, you have to type in the function of what you want to do. But you can do the sum, percent of, average, median, count, count a, max, min, products, and even the various text functions which you can't do in pivot tables or other features of like that in Excel. Mode, SNG, lambda, and just cool different things. So we're going to want to use a sum, get a sum in this example. I'm just going to close parentheses. As you can see, these are the only three arguments that are needed by how they're not in brackets. So type sum, close parentheses, and boom, there you have it. I have a total for each person by region. But what if I wanted to have these headers populated within the data? So that's not a big problem. I just have to go through and make sure that this is going to go to row 1 and bring one of the optional arguments, which is going to be the field headers. So 0 is no, which is default, but 1 is yes and don't show. 1 yes, no show, 2 no but generate, and 3 yes and show. So I'm going to show 3 because I have highlighted these headers and I want them to show. So as you can see, now I have the region and I have the I have the people in here, and also have a total at the bottom, which is pretty awesome. Now let's just say I wanted to adjust the total, right? Or I didn't have a total. Well, I can do that in the total depth. And one thing to note, to go back to the field headers argument, you can have them not show at all. Type in 0, just kind of show what that looks like. Have them yes but don't show, so they generate. It recognizes, hey, there are headers but don't show them. Or you can have 2 generate but don't show, so it makes these values right here, and it looks kind of weird as an example because I did highlight the headers. And 3 yes and show, but make sure you want to highlight the headers if you want them in your data. Total is your total depth, which adjusts any subtotals or grand totals in your data. So let's say you're done with the total, type 0, same thing but no more total. And 1 grand total, 2 grand totals and subtotals. So this is more applicable in other sets of data that's more than just a region. And as you can see, because there aren't multiple given criteria, subtotals aren't necessarily applicable. But you can have a subtotal, which is cool. 1, 2, 1, -1 is grand totals at the top, which will give you the same thing, but the total will be at the top right here. And -2 is grand totals and subtotals at the top. Just going to have 1, which is the default, just to have the total. The next is sort order. So let's just say you wanted to have your data sorted in some sort of way. So you can type in 1 for alphabetical right there, and then -1 for it to be reverse alphabetical order, and so on and so forth. So now it goes west, south, north, east, and 1 east, north, southwest. And the last two arguments is a filter array and a field relationship, which are things that you're really not going to be using as often in this formula. The field relay is only if there's another column that you want to pick up, and the field relationship is only relevant if you have multiple criteria in your first argument, your row field value. So I'm going to leave those blank in this example. And let's just say you wanted to quickly format this. You can press Alt-O-A, format your table, and kind of pick a formatting, like so. But to kind of show you how quickly this can be, if you just want to make a brief summary table, right, like so, you can do group by, select the data, select the values, sum, and then comma 3. Right, and then also A, go to the summary table, and there you have it. Like in less than 10 seconds, we have a summary table of our data. That's it. I hope you found this to be helpful. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching. You have a great day.